Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a daily coin analysis. Today I'm going to be reviewing ETHBTC, specifically the ETHBTC pair, not the ETHUSD pair. I just wanted to talk about what the implications are for altcoins with this pair and how it's going to affect the market. So as always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert. Do your own research. So briefly, I've shown this infographic many times across many videos. I'll go briefly into it now. But the basic premise is that ETHBTC has seasonal pumps, and it has been fairly reliable across the last 3 years, and maybe 4 years if this year holds. But as you can see in the winter of 2017, this was the greatest alt season of all time. And price pumped very hard with the ETHBTC pair, pulled back very hard in February all the way to March. This was about a 2-month or so downtrend. And then it pumped again in the springtime from April to May. And then it experienced very strong downtrend in the summer of 2018. 2019 was similar on a much smaller scale than 2018. 2019 was really the market bottom for many altcoins. This was just a really hard time to trade altcoins in general. But as you can see, the cycle was still the same. Pump in the winter, pull back in February or March, usually for about a 1 month time period. Pump again in March to April or sometimes May. In this case, it was February. And then pull back in the summer. So this was the thesis that I had last year in 2020, and I was very incorrect on. I thought that the summer would be very painful for altcoins. And what happened was I was very wrong. Altcoins really pumped strongly in the summer, and that was thanks to decentralized finance and the fact that Bitcoin was in a ranging price action consolidation kind of period throughout the summer, which was very fruitful for altcoins. So the summer was really good for altcoins in general, and ETHBTC also profited heavily from that. And then the summer cool off happened actually in the fall of 2020. So kind of this blue box here during the pullback was kind of seen more in the fall of 2020 versus the summer. But nonetheless, I mean, this was very painful for many altcoins, especially decentralized finance. With the alt BTC pairs, they really fell off because many of them pulled back with the USD pair, and the Bitcoin pair was also pumping very hard, or just BTC USD was, and that's never a good combination. Okay, so where are we at now in 2021? ETHBTC has pumped strongly so far in January, pulled back in February, and is now pumping again starting in April. What is the target for me? I've always said that 055 is kind of the area that I'm looking for. And it's also very important to note that, let me go ahead and go to another chart here. ETHBTC is arguably in its first bullish market structure trend since we've seen since really 2018. As you can see across this board, and this arguably also was just one large range that happened for ETHBTC. It's been in this consolidation range with equal highs back in December 2018 and again in August of 2020. Price couldn't break this 039 or 04 area. And now we finally have breached that area. But as you can see here, not since 2018 have we seen a bullish market structure that we're seeing right now. And it's going to be highlighted a little bit more on lower time frame charts, but you can see that these were all lower highs being formed across the board. And this was the low, and lower lows of course as well. You can just see lower lows just across the board. All these lower lows, lower highs, just complete market destruction for this pair. And finally, in 2020, we see our first start of a higher high formed in the February of 2020. And this was something that we're starting to see as well with higher lows formed. And this is, in my opinion, a confirmed bullish market structure, because this low that was recently formed too in the December and January of 2021, this low that was formed, a lower or higher low has been formed after that. And you can see a higher high was also breached at this 045 level as well. So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that on high time frame charts, this market structure is finally looking very bullish. And that's not something that we've seen since 2018. So it's very interesting to see what this high is going to look like. I mean, it's already broken this past high at 045. I always thought that 055 would be the next area up, and I still believe that this will show some pullback. Let's kind of look a little bit more on the daily here. Well, I'll mark some levels in the weekly as well first. But 055 would be the next level up. It's this weekly level where price found a bottom before having a lower high in the kind of the the spring of 2018. And it's also an SR flip too. I mean, you can see here this weekly level, and it really started all the way back at 2017. You can see this weekly level that was formed, this former high in March of 2017. This was actually when I first bought ETH in the the spring of 2017. It's when the first time I bought Ether. And this swing high has proven to be the swing high again in November of 2017, and this support level in 2018. I expect it again to be a resistance area. As you guys know, support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support. And because it's been flipped, this should be a pretty high probability short area. And because you are looking at ETH USD in a price discovery phase, you'll want to look for ETHBTC for areas of resistance. So if you see price kind of creeping up to this 055 level, you can probably expect that ETH USD is going to pull back a little bit, just because this area should provide some sort of resistance, at least on the first go. Like, I mean, I fully expect it to kind of pull back a little bit and then kind of go up. After that, the 07 area is kind of like the next area that I'm viewing. And then after that, this kind of 085 area is like the next level up. It's entirely possible that price just goes nuts with ETHBTC. As I said, this is the first bullish trend that we've seen since 2018. So it's entirely possible this even goes even higher, like 0.011. Like, it's certainly like possible that it goes this high. Not saying it will, of course, but you never say never with this bullish market structure, heavy volume coming in right now. It just looks really good. Now, when ETHBTC is really strong, it's a very good indicator market-wide for altcoins, specifically alt-BTC pairs. When ETHBTC is very strong, the entire altcoin market is generally pretty strong as well. ETH is obviously the second biggest cap in crypto, and it's a market leader and a good indicator for what the total health of kind of altcoins are at and like the status of altcoins. So, and another note with that, if you want to check out the ETH dominance chart instead of the Bitcoin dominance chart, it might be a little bit better. In regards to that, you'll want to see ETH dominance going up in regards to like the total health of altcoins. That's something to look at as well. Overall, this still looks really good to me. As I said, bullish market structure, high time frame, it just looks really great. I mean, it broke this 04 area that's been holding price down for so many years. Like, it's crazy to say years in crypto because really, you know, everything moves so quickly in this space. But I really do believe that 055 will get tapped in short order. Still decent volume coming in overall, and quite possibly 07 or even higher for the ETHBTC chart. Let's look a little bit closer in regards to kind of go here, swipe this chart. let's go more into where I would buy dips. I mean, if you're looking at lower time frame charts, still a bullish market structure, as I said. I mean, these highs here at the 04 area were broken fairly recently in kind of early February, and it's just got broken as well right here with a higher high. Now, where am I looking at for buying the dip? This chart is not the most clear to me. If price does dip, this area around 04 should provide fairly solid support on the first go. This kind of bullish block right here was a solid area of support, good demand zone. If you wanted to be aggressive with your entries, you could target this former high around early February, around 045. But the problem with that is that that area already got tested with this move down before on April 24th. So there's not going to be as many bids there. Therefore, it probably won't have as strong of support as it did before. However, it's certainly still an area of interest. But this area, if you're trying to be patient, this is kind of the area that I would target, this 045 area. I'm sorry, 04 area. It would still provide a higher low if it comes. I mean, you can already see these lows that were formed before in December and again in late March. If price were to break up even higher, come back down, form a little low, and then go up higher. Now, the scenario in which this does break down quickly is if Bitcoin shits the bed. And it's entirely possible Bitcoin has not found a bottom. I'm personally keeping my trades very short and quick because I am not sure if Bitcoin has found its bottom quite yet. Certainly could have. I can't say for certain. Therefore, I'm keeping my trades fairly quick right now. If Bitcoin pulls back heavily to like 45,000, then I expect this pair will go a little bit lower. And I would target this 04 area. This is like the area that I would target kind of for sure if I was looking to bid ETHBTC. Not necessarily sure if it's going to come or not. You can also look at several other indicators such as EMAs. It looks like the 200 EMA on the 4 hour might provide this area as support. It could be a good entry here. Traditionally speaking, the 200 EMA on the 4 hour once flipped to support, as you can see here, has been a good entry area. But yeah, this is kind of like the area I would target 04. But again, that's kind of if Bitcoin dumps. That's certainly the area that I would kind of look for. As far as targets for ETHBTC, I kind of already highlighted them before, like the 055 areas next and 07 after that. But overall, it still looks really, really decent over all time frames. I mean, you saw a bullish. I mean, this 50 and 200 EMA has been broken for the first time in quite some time on the daily. I mean, if you look back all the way back in 2018, I mean, this really hasn't had a bullish cross since early 2020, and it dipped again below in January of 2021, but now it's still a bullish trend, and I expect this to continue up, and I expect that alt BTC pairs will have a very strong move with ETHBTC. As I said, ETHBTC is the indicator that I like to look at for the overall health of the altcoin market. And I do believe that we are going to see ETHBTC go higher just because this is a bullish market structure. And I believe that altcoins are going to follow it. So again, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that I'm bullish ETHBTC. I have a big stack of ETHBTC as part of my portfolio. If I'm bidding ETHBTC, I'm looking at 0.04 kind of area. An aggressive entry would be kind of this 043, 045 region. And my targets for ETHBTC are 0.055, 07, and even higher. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you much for watching, and good luck out there.